Well, here I am once again. I know it's been a few days since I did an update with the cataracts. I meant to do it yesterday, but I kind of forgot. And then we ended up having a monsoon storm. So we were out like watching the storm and kind of keeping the cats calmed down because Bearheart, of course, doesn't like storms very well, especially the rolling thunder that we had, which was pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. So I wanted to stop in and kind of give an update. Yesterday, my eyes were still, it had that gritty feeling in it again. So I know there, on some level, I'm still releasing what Latsu was doing when he was using the scalpel and the chisel to remove the opaqueness and the cataract on the other side of the eyeball. But I also added in a new technique and melded it with the one Kristen had showed me over the weekend of, where you're kind of pinching this here and you're pinching the eyes and pulling the lids off a bit. And then you do a little bit of the pinching here and then you do the tapping with these fingers. So my good friend Linda Lang gave me some gigong exercises to add to it. So I've been doing that. And again, I don't know what it is with the two, but it's like twice a day. And with these, again, you're rubbing the hand to get the energy going. And once you feel that energy and your palms have warmed up and you can feel the energy in between, you put them over your eyes, just like what we did with Kristen. But with this, you're saying, my eyes are healed. I can see clearly now. And then you can either keep repeating the affirmation over and over, both of them, while the energy is flowing into your eyes. But with her, with the Qigong, instead of doing the kind of pinching, again, you do the tapping along the eyebrow. And then she said to go above that and then even go above that so that you're hitting all the meridians that go through your face. You're hitting the nerves. You're hitting everything that has to do with eye health. And then you come down underneath the eye and you do the same thing. And then, of course, you do the same thing on this side, tap the eyebrow itself, and then you go above it and above that, and then you go the other way as you're doing the tapping, which helps wake up the nerves. It helps wake up, big fat finger in the way. So it helps wake up the energy centers around the eyes. So we have added that in. Like I said, yesterday I had the gritty feeling in it, flushed them out. And even this morning I managed to pull out more of the crusty stuff that has been coming out since I started doing the healing. Sometimes the left eye is clearer than the right eye. And then sometimes the right eye is clearer than the left. It kind of goes back and forth. But I do know there is a difference. Like I even when we went out the other day in the car, it was clearer. I didn't have that fog over this eye that has been there for a few months. So it is getting clearer. We're continuing with all the protocols with the homeopathic remedies twice a day. Some days I do take 4, only because 4 happen to seem to fall out. So I'm trusting that that's what's needed for that day. And then when I go get the other bottle and go to try to get 3 out, 4 pop out. So again, we keep it at 4 both day and night. And then the next day it goes back to 3 and 3, and then 3 and 3. And then again, a few days later, it might go back to 4 and 4. So we're just trusting that this is what is Spirit is guiding to happen, so that we get the eyes cleared up quicker. We're adding the energy healing, of course, that Kristen gave me over the weekend. Now we're adding the gigong stuff that Linda gave me, and I thank you very much for that, Linda. That was awesome. Along with every night I'm checking in with Latsu, saying, do we need to do anything? Is there anything left on your side that needs to be done? And he is repeating again, on the spiritual side, they're clear. Now it's a matter of really trusting and believing, because so it's that old saying, we always used to say, I'll believe it when I see it. They're like, believe it, and then you will see it. But it's also of opening up and reaffirming that, yes, I did come down here for a specific reason, as we all do. And it's time for me to see, not only with my spiritual eyes, but my physical eyes, things that I have not wanted to see. And they could be repeating patterns that you kind of repeat over and over and over again, and you think you've healed it, and here you go again. And that's why I've always called it the bloomin' onion of healing, because as you take a layer off of that onion, guess what? There's still more onion there, and you have to go even deeper, and then you work on that. And like Linda said when we talked, it's cyclical. So yes, you might have done it already, but now you're doing it at a higher level, so that you work through it and clear it, because again, counterclockwise always clears things. And then you fill it back in with love and healing. And you can, if you don't want to just use your hands, of course you can use a pendulum. So I can ask that anything blocking my sight, any blocks, beliefs, attitudes, that we clear them out of my auric field, out of my chakras, clear the energy out of the eye itself, the optic nerve, the eyeball, and we just clear all the energy that no longer serves. And once it's finished, it will stop. And then what we do is ask that the eyes and sight, seeing both spiritually and physically, be through eyes that are healed, that are full of love, full of joy, full of trust in the process. And reconnect sight back to spirit, to your high self, to your soul. And as I've been working with, I was working, see, now that's done. I was working with the Star Child card because it came up. For me, I did a reading for myself personally yesterday. And part of the meditation was putting the card on your third eye. And when I did, it immediately activated the emerald that Spirit had put there in meditation last week. An emerald also has properties to heal the eyes for eye health. So when I put that Star Child card on my third eye, it activated the emerald, and it could be why I felt more pressure yesterday, because it came in more and I ended up clearing out more out of my eyes after that meditation, because again, that emerald is connected. And then of course, you still continue doing the figure 8, and then you do it backwards. So all these processes are working, yes, of course, not as fast as I would like them to happen. But I'm also really learning about patience and being of expectancy, but not expecting, which is what Serge used to teach us. So you'll always want to be of expectancy, but not expect. Whoa. So that is our little update for today. And I'm kind of winding things up here in the Albuquerque area. So I have to have my car looked at tomorrow, and I will be probably back on the road again. I'm going to be heading to Flagstaff to do some camping in the campgrounds around the area for the rest of the summer. So I'll be hopping around to different campgrounds. But we are going to continue with the eye protocol. We are going to continue with the homeopathic remedies. And I'll keep you updated and informed on any setbacks, any going forward, however it seems to be working. So that's what I have today, adding in the information, the Qigong information from Linda, and again, using the Star Child card, which activated that emerald, which of course then activated and started working healing energy in the eyes, which is kind of cool. And of course, we're still putting the green adventurine. And the one thing I have noticed with them, just like with the rose quartz, once the eye has had enough of the energy, no matter what I do, I cannot keep the stone on my eye. It just rolls off, it jumps off, which is what the rose quartz was doing as well, which I think is interesting because that's how crystals work. Cats even do it. If they have had enough healing, they will just get up and walk away. Well, apparently our eyes or body parts do the same thing if they can, but with the eyes, after I've had them on there for long enough, it rolls off, but the other one will stay. So then I know this one needs more healing than this one did, and sometimes it's vice versa. So again, that is a new observation that I've noticed over the last couple days. I hope you guys all have a great day today. And like I said, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do so, because it does help me reach more people, especially as we go through this new idea for me of actually letting people know what I'm going through and how I'm actually healing it and what I'm doing on a holistic level to heal. So that's it for today. As always, walk in beauty, and we'll catch you soon. Bye for now.